Mosul is back in the headlines, so here's a quick primer in case you haven't been paying attention. Mosul is a city of at least 1.5 million people in northern Iraq, and it's ISIS's last major stronghold in the country. 2 years ago, the terrorist group captured Mosul essentially uncontested.
This is a nightmare scenario that U.S. generals, when they were here in Iraq, never talked about.
The Iraqi army charged with protecting the city withered. Its soldiers dropped their guns and shed their uniforms. As ISIS militants flooded over the border from Syria, many Iraqi soldiers simply fled.
What surprised us, certainly from a military perspective, was how quickly they moved into Mosul over the summer, how fast that went, their progress up north, as well as just the way 4 or 5 Iraqi divisions kind of melted away.
It was a strategic and symbolic defeat, both for Iraq's government and for the United States, which had spent billions of dollars training the Iraqi army and had withdrawn its own troops some 2.5 years earlier.
The U.S. fought a nearly decade-long war, costing thousands of American lives and $1 trillion for this not to happen.
Now, the Iraqi army, backed by a U.S.-led coalition, is preparing an offensive to take the city back, and ISIS is buckling down for a fight. According to American and Iraqi officials, ISIS has set booby traps, lowering explosives into holes dug throughout the city, built tunnels so that militants can quickly disappear from one location only to pop back up firing from another, and have rigged the city's bridges with bombs. Experts worry about the devastating death toll the attack could have on Mosul's civilians. By night, ISIS militants with night vision goggles sit on rooftops at the city's edge, watching for anyone trying to escape. And then there's this concern. What happens if the offensive works? The anti-ISIS coalition is a motley collection of Iran-backed Shiite militias, Turkish troops, Kurds, Assyrian Christians, Yazidis, and others. They all have competing interests. And in fact, one reason ISIS was able to take Mosul so easily 2 years ago was that many of the city's Sunni-majority population felt betrayed and even persecuted by Iraq's Shiite-led government. So, if ISIS is pushed out, who will fill the power vacuum? Will sectarian tensions in the anti-ISIS coalition flare up? These types of questions have been asked before, still with no clear answers.